Welcome back, Santa Clarita Valley. We're here on your Neighborhood Watch with your host, Perry Smith, KHTS AM 1220 News Director, and my very special guest, Deputy Josh Dubin from the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff Station. And speaking of outreach, which we talk about frequently and what the Sheriff Station is doing in the community, every 15 minutes, something happens.
Every 15 minutes is the program is going on right now as we speak at Saugus High School. So if you're traveling around Saugus High School and you see some road closures and some road delays, that's what's going on.
And what does that mean, every 15 minutes? What is that all?
This is a program that talks to students about drinking and driving and the effects of drinking and driving.
Okay.
So there is a crash that's staged in front of the high school, and the students come out, and there's a full, with sheriff's deputies, fire department, the California Highway Patrol, and the vehicles are set up and such, and they have student actors. They go through the entire court process, the field sobriety test. They even have, for the person that acts as the drunk driver in the collision, they have these goggles that you put them on, and it simulates being like a .10.
I actually do remember those from my high school days, decades ago. But yeah, like
I had the opportunity the other day to put those on at the station.
Not behind the wheel, of course.
No.
Okay.
In the crime prevention unit.
Okay.
And they're pretty. It's pretty scary, actually.
Yeah.
You try and walk and you try and do basic motor skills, and it's difficult.
Yeah, and while it doesn't, you don't maybe necessarily see that much, it does definitely blurs your perspective.
Right.
The way being intoxicated would, so I hear.
Right. So you hear. So this program, actually, it's an outstanding program. It goes around through all the local high schools out here. Deputy Santino is the one that heads up the program with our traffic department under the direction of Sergeant Cohen. And between, the partnership between the fire department, LA County Fire Department, the California Highway Patrol, us, the city of Santa Clarita. There's so many different sponsors of the program. It really is it's a big event. It takes a lot of work and a lot of preparation, but I think that the students get a lot out of it.
Do you guys drill for the drill? How do you prepare for that? How do you know what roles to, how do you know?
Deputy Santino,
coordinates all that?
spends months setting this up. This is with the Office of Traffic Safety. We have a coroner out there. We have the person that plays the drunk driver. We have the person that plays the injured student. There's an assembly the following day, so there's going to be assembly for the junior and senior class at Saugus High School tomorrow, talking about some of the effects of drunk driving. So it's a 2-day event, extremely powerful program. Anybody that's ever been involved in the program, has said how extremely powerful this program is. So,
and I've heard stories about people like crying and getting emotional during watching that reenactment. And you guys actually simulate an arrest of what would happen. You pull a student out of class, right, to kind of drill that home. As far as the dangers. So that's definitely a good idea this time of year with everybody, getting ready to, party and do their things. You want to make sure they're doing it responsibly.
Right. And one of the Nixle messages that I sent out, and I sent it out on Twitter, Facebook, is, during the holiday season, whether it be Hanukkah, Christmas Eve, we have deputies on duty. The California Highway Patrol has officers on duty. And if you choose to drink and drive, chances are you will be arrested.
Right.
A lousy way to spend your holiday inside of our station jail sobering up.
Absolutely.
Just to face astronomical court costs, rise in insurance, not to mention the fact that you could injure or kill yourself or somebody else.
Certainly worse than hanging out with in-laws, that's for sure. Puts it in perspective.
Definitely worse than hanging out with in-laws. So you're stuck, Perry. You have to hang out with your in-laws.
That's okay. So every 15 minutes going on today and tomorrow. That's a great program. But speaking of vehicles and smart choices, you like that segue? Vehicles
and smart choices?
We're going to go vehicle theft prevention. I want to talk about that because I saw a Nixle about that.
I like it.
And
that was a good segue, Perry.
I've had better.
I told you, you know what? You got your haircut. You're on point.
I'm working on the right direction.
You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
So here we go. Vehicle theft prevention. And I think that that's very appropriate. We just passed Thanksgiving.
Right.
Now we're getting into Hanukkah, Christmas.
I didn't realize this. The Nixle says, as the weather begins to change, vehicle thefts tend to rise. Thefts are attributed many times to vehicles. You got to heat up your car in the morning sometimes if it gets a little too cold the night before. So you leave your vehicle running and then somebody comes by and, you leave the keys in there and somebody might take it if they're looking for a car to steal, right?
Right. And you know what? I can't tell you how many times when I was a deputy at Palmdale Sheriff Station, I worked the early morning shift. I worked about 10 p.m. or midnight until about 6 a.m., 8 a.m. in the morning. So people would go to work and it's cold. cold out here. It's definitely cold out there.
Right.
So people would go out at 5:36 in the morning in their driveway, start their vehicles. Obviously, the vehicle's unlocked, the key's in the ignition, the car's running, go back in their house and finish getting ready, drink their coffee, breakfast, whatever. They would come back out 20 minutes later, expecting a nice warm car now, and there was no car.
Wow. Maybe it's just because I've never committed a felony. I just can't imagine the gall that it takes to just walk into someone else's driveway and drive off in their car. I don't know.
So, we're advocating if you need to warm up your car, don't leave it unattended.
Right.
Don't leave your car running in your driveway with you back inside of your house.
Well, and some of it is, like you say, you kind of allude to it. It's common sense. I mean, as far as be careful, But lock your keys, take your keys with you, never hide a spare key on the vehicle, roll up the windows, park in well-lighted areas, and park as close as possible to an open business. And never
Secure
leave,
your
like you
vehicle even if it's parked for a brief period of time. That's the best advice. Secure your vehicle if it's parked for even a brief period of time. Don't run into the store and leave your vehicle running. Don't leave your vehicle running in your own driveway. Many of the crimes that we have in the Santa Clarita Valley, whether it be city, unincorporated, many of the crimes that we have are crimes of opportunity. Right. You've covered this on hometownstation.com before
right.
many times, and we've covered it in our Nixle reports.
Yeah, it's a regular facet.
If you have a Louis Vuitton purse with your window rolled down on your passenger seat, somebody that may or may not be a career criminal might steal that purse.
And if you have your window rolled up with that, $100, several $100 purse up there, somebody might. It's more of an
right.
incentive to smash a window
right.
and grab it, right?
So, common sense.
Be careful. Lock it up. 10 most common stolen cars in California. Real quick before we take a break. Number 1. What do you think it is? Based on your law enforcement experience.
A Honda.
Yep, absolutely correct. A Honda Accord, 1994.
1994.
Not my
Honda
1993
Accord.
Toyota Corolla. It's still.
Is your 1993 Toyota Corolla on that list?
It's not. The 2010 one is, but I'll talk to the list makers.
So your 93 is safe?
I think I'm safe. But we got to take a break. Bedham's giving me the signal, so we'll let our engineer give a commercial break, come back, and listen to us on your neighborhood watch on the hometown station, KHTS AM 1220.